Welcome to Hypnosis for Automatic Writing. Before we begin, because of copyright and royalty issues, I cannot include the music I enjoyed on these tracks. So, the audio you will hear will be a clean recording with no additional soundscapes. However, if you would like to have music in the background, I suggest opening up a second browser window on your internet or opening up another device and choosing from the curated playlist I have made for you, which will be located in the description box of the video. You'll be able to play this music at the same time that you're listening to this. I only suggest that you set the volume a little softer than you think you should for the music. You're also welcome to make a selection from your personal playlist, and if you have suggestions you'd like to share with others, please feel free to link to them in the comments section with basic artist and music info so we can faster identify which one appeals to us. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to being your guide through that vivid, colorful, and helpful inner scape that is your mind and your subconscious hypnotic trance states. Now, let's begin. Find a place where you can return to draw or write on a regular basis. It does not matter if you're standing or sitting, as long as you are comfortable in this position. If you do not have a fixed location where you will do your automatic writing in the future, and you would prefer to be anchored to an object like a writing utensil or a notebook instead, then find something that you'll be able to easily replace if you need to later. Neither of these things are required, but only create additional support to help you ease in your trance process faster and more confidently when you do this in the future. We will begin by getting settled and grounded. Breathe comfortably with full breaths and slow down after each exhale until you feel completely present and grounded in this moment in time right now. When you're ready, let your mind scan your body for areas where you're holding something in or something back. Start at your neck. Move your head around to become aware of and release any tension in your neck. If you're sitting or laying, uncross your legs, feet flat on the floor or knees comfortable with your legs stretched. Now, adjust yourself so that your spine is straight and long, a flexible, strong line like an antenna ready to receive radio signals from the air around you. Clear the line and remove any unnecessary bends, folds, or kinks in it. Let your spine be a reflection of you, being relaxed and alert. You are the antenna ready to receive signals. Your unconscious is the filter through which all messages, images, and information pass on to you. You receive this information all the time. Today, you will work on strengthening the connections between your unconscious and your writing or drawing hand. You are an antenna, always receiving signals. Your unconscious mind is the filter which helps determine which to be aware of and which to ignore for now. Right now, we will change the filters and allow signals to pass through to our hand without doubt, criticism, or judgment. We are only recorders of what comes through, and that is what we want right now. Imagine that any problems, issues, worries, or distractions are draining away through your feet, making a clean and clear line of communication from your unconscious to your spine and out through your drawing or writing device. You are an antenna. You are only a recorder, an observer, a conduit for information from somewhere else, somewhere good, positive, and safe. You might feel unsure that this is working. You know that it takes time to connect one thing to another. Maybe you can remember a time when you opened a spigot for a garden hose and waited for the water to come out the open end. You know it takes time for water to travel from its source to the opening we have created for it. It even takes time for electricity to travel from its original source to where we have activated in our personal use. Can you remember a time when you flipped a switch for a light and it took an extra second for the light to light up completely? It takes time for thinking to slow down and crystallize into meaningful thought. Remember what it feels like to wake up in the morning and need to collect your thoughts and organize them before you can make sense of your day? Connections are not instant. They just seem that way when we have all the connections in place securely. We are making secure connections now. And whatever amount of time it takes is the right amount of time, because each time it gets better, stronger, and faster. You are the connector between your unconscious message board and your writing utensil. Your connection between the two will become stronger, faster, and easier every time you return to strengthen this bond. I don't know if you will draw symbols or numbers or words or characters you don't recognize. You may draw things that look like scribble because you don't understand what fragment of an image you're drawing. You might write words that seem like a word salad. All things are possible. And each time you do this, these things will come through more complete, more easily, and more clear. Stronger connections make clearer messages. Breathe in a relaxed way now. Feel the impulses wanting to move your writing utensil around. Let it happen. Let the impulses move through freely because you're trying to establish a connection, a stronger connection for a more clear message this time or next time. Feel yourself being disconnected from it. You are an observer, an antenna, a vehicle. Allow the scribble to take on a life of its own. Give it permission to be what it is. Even the slightest movement, when paused or hesitant, is the beginning of a connection between your unconscious mind filter and your writing or drawing tool. The messages are hidden in the scribble sometimes. Give it all permission to work on building stronger connections for more clear messages. Let everything flow without interference or trying to understand. At some point, you will know when it's time to stop. So those connections will have time to fuse together, and the filters in your unconscious mind have a chance to reorganize themselves to accommodate your new connections. When it's time to close the door between here and there, close your eyes and simply let yourself return back to your physical body and your conscious, completely awake state. I'm looking forward to repeating this experience with you again in the future.